Stop it, Lee! Stop it, Vampyr! Lord, give us strength! Stay back, beast! Die first! The power! Best be moving on. Look lively! It's on there! I'll crush this beast! Fear no evil! We do the Lord's work here! Out no! No rest for the wicked!
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Good evening, sir. Leave me alone, All right. Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way?
People are talking about this Colossus.
Good evening, sir.
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely
I'm not here for a bounty.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity.
Do you require assistance?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business.
Since I took an oath to help...
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free?
It's unusual to see someone so happy.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these...
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you...
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get you...
I'm no saint, but to take advantage as you do...
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed...
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary.
I see. And what about those who...
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune.
In other words, you take advantage of these...
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the
Tell me,
People are just...
what do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news.
Have you heard anything about Nurse...
Not really.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must...
Yeah, thanks to Nurse Crane's dedication. These...
So business is booming.
More than ever. Hope Nurse Crane's dispensary does nothing but flood.
Why am I not...
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must...
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you...
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages.
You'd better not come back here. I want to know everything about the recent...
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah...
Take this as my final warning. You will...
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here.
Goodbye.
All the good boys join the army and the scum turn criminals.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Rick.
You don't seem well, Benjamin.
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never...
I can try to help your body heal, sir. But you must stop destroying it.
The war destroyed me, Doctor.
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I visited her dispensary recently. If I'd heard about it sooner, it would have made life easier.
A gun?
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Remember you.
Fear, be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to... Wise choice, Doctor.
Jonathan, my sincere...
Your kindness.
Is there anything you require?
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I'd advise you even from thinking about.
Are we then condemned to lie?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for...
But what if I was close to someone and wished...
fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation.
Are we condemned to attend the funerals?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded. Accepted.
I don't know what to expect. Am I cursed to an eternity of solitude?
With...
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of sharing one's grief.
We are no longer a part of the circle of life and death. We are undead, my friend, and so we are outcasts.
Goodbye.
And I thought last time was everything.
But the suffering continues.
The pain. It's here again.
Good evening, Nurse Brennan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the recent...
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all...
Where is Miss Jones's...
I don't know. I'd imagine the more...
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates.
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening. Of course.
I will not let you down, my boy.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened? We cannot have the people lose faith in this institute.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order and...
You mentioned a dead patient.
She, Jonathan. She was
Very well.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how...
You need to know you can trust...
I do, dear fellow.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems...
So Hampton became more beaten.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the...
Do you really believe they would come for us here?
McCullum is a fanatic. The guard...
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Over there!
It's locked.
it! We found one!
Yeah!
Fuck, it's fast! No!
Not a safe place
Leech
right now,
spotted!
sir.
Watch out!
every dawn another death. Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these
Not a
creatures.
drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
The sewer dog is back. And hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming
Welcome
innocence,
back, Doc.
then vanishes.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women...
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me, Dick.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could...
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital.
I believe he returned to his flock.
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find...
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it? Goodbye, Miss...
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any
And what do you define as a strange event?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East...
A vampire hunter?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at...
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A man of science? Well...
What can you tell me about...
Did you hear...
It's impossible to protect everyone.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham would...
So... How exactly...
I patrol late at night, investigating...
Can I help?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire...
Are you asking me to paste...
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that...
How do you identify a vampire?
It's...
Have you ever killed one?
Of course I have. What kind of question?
Have you heard of...
Of course. They're dedicated hunters.
Were you ever tempted to...
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent...
So you hunt alone?
Vampires are just like every other predator.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton.
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor.
I could...
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a
Maybe at least you can tell me who could...
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts.
Goodbye.
Another disgusting ghoul did it, don't you think?
I don't think so. The wounds are clean, but it's methodical.
Seems like the guard of Prewen is on Sean Hampton's trail, too.
Snuff it, leech! Guy, don't like that, do ya? Stop!
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast. This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
What have we here? Lost your horse, Governor? Or are you just out of your mind?